Thanks for staying with us. Nehawu in the Northwest Province says the suspension of 4 social development workers was done without following due process. The Provincial Department of Social Development has suspended 1 senior manager and 3 other officials regarding irregularities in awarding a 133 million rand security tender. The union also says it's concerned about the safety of workers as some officials allegedly came to work armed. Our reporter Refiloe Seboko has more on the story.
The Northwest Department of Social Development says that they have established information that led to the suspension of 1 senior manager and 3 other officials regarding irregularities when it comes to a security tender of about 133 million rand. Nehawu in the province responds to that. Allow me to welcome Ntombi. Thank you so much and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Your response as Nehawu in the province in regard to the suspension of social development officials.
Okay, thank you. Look, the issues of suspensions in the Department of Social Development is not for the first time we see these unlawful suspensions. Both the HOD and the MEC, they are fighting. So one of them will suspend and the other one will uplift the suspension. There's a serious tug of war in that department, and workers are the most who are bearing the brunt. So as Nehawu, we are very clear because we have always said that the HOD of Social Development was unduly appointed, and his appointment had there was controversy around his appointment. We were told that he does not have any qualification, he does not even possess any experience. So what has been happening in this department, it clearly shows that really we have an HOD who does not know what should happen in the department.
Does Nehawu welcome the suspension of officials or not?
No, we will not welcome any unlawful suspension. Before suspensions, there's a process that must unfold. And we want to believe that in suspending the 4 comrades, because they are our members, processes were never followed to the latter. But like we are saying, the problems in social development are as a result of the absent HOD who does not possess any qualification and even the necessary experience to be the head of department. So our members in that department are frustrated. We approached the office of the MEC, we requested the portfolio committee to intervene, and before we can go to the portfolio committee and the office of the premier, we tried several times to request a meeting between the MEC and the HOD. Both of them, they are refusing to sit together in one meeting. We once had a meeting with the MEC alone, while the HOD is nowhere to be found. So that HOD, since his appointment, he has never met with the union. So workers will remain frustrated, and this time around, workers are very clear to say they want that HOD being removed, because we can't have somebody who's receiving so much salary but without giving a department a support or guiding the department as the head of department.
As Nehawu, you also raised some issues that you would like the department to address, one of them being the safety of workers in that office.
You are correct. Our members are not safe in the Provident House, the Provincial Office of Social Development. Last year, workers during working hours, there were a group of men heavily armed in the department. They came and workers had to knock off immediately because as Nehawu, safety of our members comes first. So we issued an instruction, and the branch in that office allowed members to go home. Even recently, with the 4 suspended officials, the director brought 10 heavily armed people in that department. We are worried as the union. How possible a director can afford to pay 10 security members? So something in that department is not okay. Even the HOD himself, from time to time when he's supposed to come to that department, he will bring heavily armed people. So workers in that department, really, they are not safe.